Hi, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to review this pen, which is the Jinhao Dragon. There are lots of Jinhao with dragon theme. I don't really know the exact name of this model, I couldn't find it, but I will just call it Jinhao Dragon. So, first of all, this pen was bought for my own collection, and it was bought from eBay. I will put the link to the store below and on the video description. And I have to say that I paid 10 euros with free shipping to get this pen. So I thought, why not? I saw some reviews on the internet and they looked nice, and I bought the pen just out of curiosity to know what this pen is. So, what we have here? We have three different parts on this pen. We have the cap, which is quite short and it flares out on the top. Also, on the top of the pen, there is the Jinhao logo, and on the other hand there's nothing, but there is a black end of the nib of the barrel, sorry, with a screw with a thread before. In the middle part we have a heavy metal part with a dragon with crystals on the eyes, and here it is. It is a copper gold, a copper and gold here colored. On eBay you can find these with different looks. Some reminds us of gold, others aged silver, and this one is the copper version. Although I think this is just brass and it is covered with something to look like copper. That's what I think. So this is the pen. It is quite heavy because it is all metal, and that it is hard to make a description. You just look at it. Here on the barrel, this dragon gets really out of the barrel, and it is quite sharp, these scales and stuff on the dragon. The cap unscrews, and this is made of metal also, and it posts, and this was meant to be posted by screwing on the end of the barrel. The pen is so heavy that the metal heavy part won't make any difference on the balance, and this is really made to be written with the cap posted. The size of the pen is quite nice, better even when posted. The nib is not a big nib, it is about number 5 nib, but and it is a 2-tone nib made of steel, for sure. Sorry, hard to focus. Okay, and it has the logo of Jinhao, and beneath it says F because it is a fine nib. And one thing I have to say about this pen is this black section. This black section is very short, and when you unscrew the pen, it is almost sure that you will put your fingers on the feed or on the nib and you'll get inky fingers. I know that inky fingers are something that fountain pen users proudly show to each other, because this is something that comes from our hobby. But however, we have the right to expect to use a pen without getting our fingers inked if we want, and this pen is very difficult to do it without touching that. The converter comes inside the pen. It takes this converter or Jinhao cartridges. It has Jinhao logo there, Jinhao printed there also, and it has this frosted metal ring there. So until now I didn't ink my fingers. It is a very heavy pen, nice pen with not so big nib, a very small section. And about the comfort in use, you have to really put your fingers up here to hold the pen on the best place. On this place, you can find here, if you put the head of the dragon up, here you won't have anything to very sharp in to hurt your fingers. So there is a spot here where you can hold the pen, not having to hold so near the nib. Not everybody likes to hold the pens in that place. I have heard some people talking about this pen and saying that this may look like a more expensive pen because it has all these bits and details, and I believe this is quite good for such a cheap pen, but they say this may look like a more expensive pen. I don't really think so. This looks like really cheap pen with a bunch of metal here, then that is worked and it is well worked, but we can see that there is detail, but it is not an artful detail. I will just get another pen to show you, and here it is. It is another dragon pen, and this one is a Montegrappa. And you may say that maybe these may sell for a much more expensive pen. Yes, it could, but I don't really feel like so, because when you look at this Montegrappa, you see the resin, and this is all silver. This is a silver overlay, and it has a dragon, and it has less volume, but it has very sharp details, very fine, very artsy, very well made. So then we have a simple steel nib. Here we have gold nib. So when we think about these passing by a very expensive pen from a more well-known brand, I don't think that happens. Although, if you like the theme of dragons, this is a very cheap pen that will survive anything. This is all metal. There is no way you can break it. You can take it everywhere, and if you lose it, you will only be losing 10 euros. So I really think this is a nice alternative instead of using a 1,000 euro pen. So I'm just saying this looks cheaper. You won't say this is a Montegrappa, for example, but it has its place. I believe this can be a very nice pen for everyday writing. And so, because we're talking about pens because of the writing and writing experience, let's see how this pen performs on paper. And here we have our Rhodia dot pad, and I'll post the pen as I should, and the ink is the diamine or diamine ancient copper, and the pen is the Jinhao Dragon. And as you can see, this pen writes really well with no skipping, and you can even allow for a lot of ink on the paper. If you force it a little, you can have some line variation, and if you let the nib a little bit more on paper, you can really have a nice bunch of ink, as you can see. So this is a very wet writer, and it really writes well. It's a very smooth pen. I think it is the smoothest Jinhao pen I ever tried, and I have to say I really like it as a writer. It can also write upside down, and it is an extra fine nib. I find the fine nib is a real fine, and it is perfectly tuned. I don't have any complaints about this pen. The biggest complaint I have is not even the weight, is the how you should hold the pen. And I think there is this spot here that you can hold, and then in second place the section being so small that is hard to unscrew without inking your fingers. So this is a really nice pen. If you want a dragon pen, go for it. This is really nice, and this is really solid. This is not one of those dragon, I have seen Jinhao Dragon pens that are more fragile than this one. This one is really good pen, and so I really recommend you to buy this if you have the money to spend on pens, and you'll be happy and you'll not be losing a lot of money. So I thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please press the like button, and also, if you like it, subscribe our YouTube channel to make sure you receive the notifications of our new videos. So see you next time. Bye.